Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon, SLAE family. I am so excited to have you introduce you, to this wonderful guest that we have today, Kristen Maurer, who is tuning in from Texas. And this is going to pull on my heartstrings today. I'm just letting you all know. Kristen is the president and co-founder of Mission Canine. So first of all, Kristen, welcome and thank you for taking the time out of your crazy schedule to be here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And first things first, I learned about your organization and I just love what you're doing. So would you please take a few minutes and tell everybody what Mission Canine does?
Sure. Mission Canine rescues, reunites, rehomes, rehabilitates, and repairs any retired working dog who has served mankind. So we'll either reunite them with their handlers that they served with, or we'll bring them into our care and rehab them and find them loving homes. So we brought back dogs from all over the world, everywhere from Iraq, Afghanistan, Korea, Guam, Germany, you name it. We've brought dogs in from everywhere. So.
And as we dive into this, though, I always think it's so fascinating to find women who are doing something really powerful and how they got into the role they're in, because this is not your background. You had not served in the military. So would you tell everybody how you got involved in this organization and ended up being a co-founder?
I was a private investigator and I had a narcotics dog that I trained with officers all over the state of Texas. And one of the times we were training in Dallas, I was asked to pick up a military dog that was coming in from Kuwait and it was going to be reunited with its handler. And they asked me if I'd pick it up and drive it to Dallas. And that's when I found out that dogs were not being reunited with their handlers and that the military was not paying to bring the dogs back from overseas to get them to their handlers. And so once I found that out, I was introduced to my now business partner, Louisa Kastner, and she was a vet tech in the military trying to save dogs that were being euthanized and because they didn't have a place to go after service. And so between that and then being introduced to our third business partner, Bob, who's our kind of fundraising computer guru, we kind of just meshed together and Mission Canine was born.
Outstanding. And it is really heartbreaking to think about dogs that have served in the military, served in our country and being euthanized. So it's awesome that you're doing this. And I would love it if you would just take a minute or so and share one or two stories, whatever you'd like, maybe some of your favorite things that have happened that make you feel like all this hard work and you're flying all over the place and the schedule you take care of. Well, your schedule is amazing. So could you share a success story or something that's made it so fulfilling for you?
Yeah, the first success story is just that the military now is doing so much more to help these dogs than they did when we started 10 years ago this year. So in 2013. So that's huge. But a lot of our success stories, when we first started, I didn't even know what a contract working dog was. I knew a military working dog, but a contract working dog is a dog that is owned by private contract companies that some of them contract with the military or they do other things and they hire these dogs to search for bombs and drugs and these dogs really weren't getting any help at all. And we learned about those. And in that we've rescued a ton of contract working dogs. And I think one of our biggest success stories was several years ago, I think it was in 2016. Anyway, there was a picture that went around on Facebook of a bunch of contract dogs that had been euthanized, like 25 of them. And it was this picture of all these dogs and it was in Kuwait and they were, they looked the people in the picture looked very proud of these dogs being euthanized and it went viral and people started reaching out to us. So it was a contract company over in Kuwait. And because it was over in Kuwait and it was owned by Kuwaitis, we had no power. The Americans didn't have any power to go get these dogs. So we ended up working out a deal with the company to get them to let us take their retired dogs. And so we made many trips over to Kuwait and would go over there and bring back a whole bunch of dogs. I think in all in Kuwait, we rescued over 70 dogs total.
Wow, 70.
And then we found them all amazing homes. We got them here, got them healthy because just very different healthcare there than here at that time. And so we got them healthy and got them into loving homes and they got amazing retirement. So that's one of our really proudest moments. And and changing the way that the working dogs get cared for over there. So, yeah.
And your organization has impacted legislation too, and how the military handles that. Would love it if you would tell everyone about that too.
Yeah, we've worked with congressmen and senators, Congressman or Senator Joe Manchin and Congressman Chris Stewart and some others to work with bills to military wasn't bringing the dogs back from overseas after when they retired. They would be at their duty station. They weren't in combat zones, but they were there in Germany and Guam and Japan. And if a handler was stateside and wanted to adopt his dog, it was up to the handler to pay to bring the dog back. And so we worked with different congressmen and senators over the years to get the laws passed to make it where the military had to pay to bring these dogs back. And every time we'd work with one, the military would find a loophole. And the problem is that the rules of the military didn't match the law. And so the military is going to follow their rules more than they are the law. So in 2022, after, I think we started doing that in 2014. And in 2022, we finally got the military to change their rules. So now it's up to the military to bring the dogs back stateside, and then we help get them to their handlers. But we still have brought some back, but it's slowly working into their system, and they're stepping up and doing the right thing for the dogs. So that's good.
Great. It's an incredible impact. I mean, there's 3 of you, so you're just making a huge impact for 3 people.
Well, and I say there's 3 of us, but now we have employees and people at our facility that we could not do this without them now.
Of course, yes.
And we have a manager, we have a vet tech on staff, and then we have a whole lot of amazing employees that really they do a lot for a little, and we're really, really blessed to have them. So
that's outstanding. And I'm sure volunteers help you a lot. Do you have volunteers as well?
We do. We have volunteer days. It's a little harder for us to have volunteers because of the specialty of a lot of the dogs. So they need really special training, and the commitment to train them. And it's better for us to have our paid employees that we know, but we do have volunteer days, and we have amazing people that do a lot for us. A lot of our adopters that have adopted our dogs will go to different events if it's in their area, because we have dogs all over the nation. So we're really, really honored that they continue to become a family with us. When they adopt a dog from us, they kind of adopt us all.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, if somebody wants to support your organization, obviously, like you said, there's volunteers, it's a limited role, and they need to be in Texas. But what are other things? Can people donate? What are things that they can do to support you?
They can go to missioncaninerescue.org and they can donate. Or we make wish lists from time to time. It's really great to follow our Facebook page, because we'll post when we make different wish lists and those kinds of things. And we feel that it's a way for people to give back. Or we've had people donate blankets to us and newspapers in the area. So that's always very beneficial and helpful for what we do.
Oh, that's something that somebody could ship too. If they have old blankets, they can
absolutely old blankets.
Wonderful. And that's all on your website, the instructions for all of that, I assume, as in
where to ship everything is on our website. So our address is on there. So
fantastic. And if you could, because I know how it is, but if you would just spell out how your website is, because people might.
Sure. Yeah, it's a little different. So at www.mission9rescue.org. So missioncaninerescue.org.
Great.
So,
well, I'm so appreciative. I have to admit, I have a German Shepherd, so I know shepherds. Oh, you're just pulling my heartstrings right now. But just overall, I think anybody who serves in the military, we should always honor. And I think it's just phenomenal not to overlook the animals that serve our country too.
Right. I definitely agree. So it's a lot of fun when we reunite military dogs and handlers. It's such a great joy to see them, because a military dog has about 5 handlers throughout his career. And so the military decides who gets to adopt the dog. And once that's done, and we help facilitate the transport around the nation. I just went to Alaska last week and reunited a military dog with a handler in Alaska. And it's just really a joy. These guys, I can't imagine taking any of my dogs and working with them, spending every day with them, and then one day going, okay, we're done, see ya.
Oh,
And they do that. And to me, I admire that so much, because that's got to take some kind of commitment to your job to do that, because I just don't think I would have it in me.
no, I'd
So
take my dog and run away. That's what I would do.
thank you. But that's right. And so when they get to have them back, it's exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, one of the things I want to do before we wrap up is, I think it's such a great cause, but it's also really important for, listeners and viewers to know that if they decide to donate, and look, you don't have to have a lot of money. You can make a tiny donation, make whatever's
Absolutely.
comfortable. But would you please just explain to people where the money goes? Because we always want to feature an organization where the money is going to what the person is trying to help. So can you comment on that, please?
Absolutely. Yes. Right now we're at 90 cents to the dollar goes directly to the dogs. Everything we do is to our mission. We don't pay for extra marketing. We do our own admin, which makes things a lot slower because it's us. But everything that we do, I mean, we do have an accountant and a CPA to keep our books right, but everything else we do is all on us. And so you can bet that when you donate to Mission Canine, you're donating 90 cents to the dog, directly to the dogs. And so we're real proud of that number, because we call ourselves the little big organization, because we're small, but we do a lot of big things. So we're real proud of that.
Small but mighty. That's what
Small
it is.
but mighty. Exactly.
And I love that. I think it's really important. So, if you are moved by this and you're listening or watching, and you want to donate anything, sometimes people get really hung up in, having a lot of money. I mean, look, if enough people donate $5 even, it's something. So
Exactly.
it just moves the needle a little bit. So if you want to donate, again, she's a website, and we will make sure that we post that along with this. And I just want to share with you that it is incredible to watch this and learn about someone like this, because they have no real marketing arm. They are spending, as you heard, 90 cents out of every dollar going into the dog. So if you're moved by this, then please share this, whether you're, in the Facebook group or on YouTube or on the podcast. Share it with somebody else, because we're one of the few ways to help them get the word out. And they would rather spend money on the dogs than spend the money on a marketing firm. So if this does appeal to you, or someone else who loves dogs, or people who've interacted or been in the military, let's help their organization get the word out and help them save more animals. I think it would be such a wonderful blessing, because Kristen, you're hustling. You're on a plane, off a plane, moving a dog. It's insane what you're doing right now. So thank you for being such a kind and compassionate soul for animals. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, we really appreciate you and helping us get the word out. Like you said, if it weren't for people just like you helping us, we couldn't make the difference, because we rely on the donations that rely on the dogs. So we feel like we're all in this together. So thank you very much.
We will do our best to help you spread the word. And thank you for taking time to be here today. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And we will be back live next week, everyone. Take care. Have a great day.